you go. Perfect. Yeah, I think pink is one of my new favorite colors.
I love that for you.
Thank you. I match your hair.
Yes, people often assume pink is my favorite color, but it's actually purple.
I
But
would I
I
would
started with purple in my hair. And just
I
pink
liked
just
at the
melts better
time
with everything.
your hair looked like a peacock. It had all of like the jewel tones.
Yeah, that was fun too. This is way easier for me to maintain at home.
Okay, hold on. I think I may have double clicked something. Very good. It's 12 o'clock. We have 15 minutes. It's a speed round with Kelsey. Kelsey, say something because I feel like you're muted. I could hear you earlier. Nope, nothing. Hold on.
How about now? Weird.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know what happened.
My phone is connected, and so I it says connected to Kelsey's MacBook Air, and I was like, "Pff, whatever." And then you instantly were like, "I can't hear you." Technology.
Perfect. And every time they do it like an update with my iPhone, it's like, what's changed?
I don't want to learn all this new stuff.
And
It's
and
very
what industry are
relatable
we
though. Like, I find whenever I get a new phone, I put everything back where I had it. Like, I don't this is my habits, this is what I like. I feel a lot like, an IT business owner. I don't wanna add a bunch of new tools. I just want what I have to work. I get it.
in? Consistently.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's funny because you're in like AI, which is changing like by the second.
Oh, don't take any time off, I tell you.
This is
I went
true.
camping in September and I came back and I was like, "I need a meeting about what's new because this does not even look the same anymore, please."
Exactly. That's hilarious. Well, we're at 12:02. So
Let's go.
yeah, we're down to 13 minutes talking about
Okay,
giving back to the community with Kelsey.
I'm
So
here.
the reason I reached out to you to have you on is because first of all, you've just done 2 shows back to back, and then I will see on Facebook you're having a Catterday. So what is a Catterday?
Every day is Catter Day if you really think about it. I recently started volunteering with a local cat rescue, and every Saturday we host an adoption event at a Petco. Thankfully for me, very close to me. I got lucky there. So I meet with the other volunteers and put out signs on the sidewalk saying there's an adoption event, get the kitties all ready. We will have anywhere from probably like 12 to 18 cats available for adoption at any given point. And I clean up, at the little adoption center in the store where as you walk by and you see them, I clean that
Mhm.
out every Saturday. Very fun. I like to do them themed with the bedding and stuff. So, I kept a very pink and red theme all of February. So the kitties were very lovely, ready for Valentine's Day, ready to find their forever Valentines.
Very lovey.
Um, very lovey. I help with the paperwork. Speaking of technology, a lot of it is done on an iPad these days, and sometimes that's difficult for some users. So that comes in very handy for me in my experience. A lot of times it's just finding the power button, but hey, it gets handed to me and I do it. um, so yeah, I help take the social media pictures and videos of the kitties and just kind of do whatever I'm told, and I love it. I recently adopted a baby from them, so I have a new terror running through my apartment. But it's been really, really fun. Yesterday evening, I actually went over to the foster and took some of the kitties just to the vet for a quick checkup and back because she just had so much going on. And I I loved it. I had a cat Uber, call it a Muber, if you will.
Well, that's positively wonderful. Okay, so I know that you don't just do cat rescue. I've seen you doing blood drives. I've seen you doing a walk for, I believe, pancreatic cancer.
Yes, that one was with, Larry.
Mhm.
Larry's late wife lost her life due to
Bonnie.
pancreatic cancer,
I believe it was
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Yeah.
Team Shake Your Bonbon. I've done 2 years in a row now, and that's very rewarding and very special. And yes, donating blood kind of I was actually thinking about it before we jumped on this. I started doing it in high school, and I would always pick the very first time slot of the day so I could go get it done and then get back to class. And I had friends who always picked the later time slots because which and I said, I was like, "Oh, but they're always like super backed up by like the 2 p.m. time slot." And all my friends are like, "Yeah, I know. It means we get to miss more class." And I was like, "I want to miss as little class as possible."
That's so
But so
Kathy.
I literally like looking back, I'm like, what a dweeb. I love her, but what a dweeb. So yeah, I started just anytime there was a blood drive at school, I would just go do it because I felt like I'm here, I'm eligible, I might as well. And then post grad, I do have to just physically go to the Carter Blood Care to do it, but they're very efficient with it. It's very quick. The worst part, in my opinion, is the finger prick to check your iron. I'm not a fan of the
Oh,
finger prick.
yeah. I didn't
I
even think
bruise
about
easily, so then your fingers bruise. It's a whole thing. But
it.
it's a very simple way to give back to people you'll never meet. Maybe you will, who's to say? It also could help you someday. Especially around natural disasters, I feel very strongly that even if it's not a regular thing for you, that it is super beneficial
Mhm.
to do something simple. I mean, it takes maybe 20 minutes. You get Oreos and Gatorade afterwards. Take you back to middle school there. But
That takes
yeah,
me
I
back to, like, elementary school, soccer games. You get orange slices.
yeah, and a hot Gatorade. There you go. Get on the road. Get back out there.
So accurate. Well, here's my big question, though. On the road for 2 weeks, and then you do that, like, how do you find the energy, or is it energizing? Like,
I think it is a little bit energizing for sure, but also I have learned, especially doing this job, that you kind of just have to make yourself get right back in your routine once you get home because it's too easy to be like, "Oh, but I'm tired. Oh, I just don't really feel like it." And part of that is also socially, like you make plans to see somebody on Friday, but you're traveling all week. Like you really should uphold that, even if maybe you leave a little bit early. If you can't give it your all at your class workout, like that's okay because showing up is the important part. Like and
yeah,
for me too, especially like with the Catter Days, everyone is like, it's just such a happy thing to connect someone with a new pet, to people bring in, someone came in 2 weekends ago. She found a 3-day-old kitten, a little orange guy. Oh,
no,
and she was like, I found him and I'm prepared to take care of him. But she ended up leaving him with us and gave a monetary donation. And I actually got to see him last night. He's doing amazing. But like it's very fulfilling to help people, help animals. It's nice to be in the Petco. Like I don't know, it's such a silly place, but I love the employees there, and I always do. Even if I do leave tired, I do leave happy.
yeah.
Like it's a spiritual refill.
So let's talk about MSPs because they have such an important skill set. But I also know a lot are introverts.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give to them, like, to look for volunteer opportunities, or how do they get started?
Yeah. I will be honest. I wanted to volunteer for a very long time, but I always felt like I didn't have the time to commit, that I didn't have what they would need from me. And I finally just took the leap and I was like, I'm just going to try. I had 3 jobs the whole time I was in college. I had 2 jobs while doing this up until about a year ago. I would work at a restaurant on the weekends and I loved it. It was more just for the like fun and keep me going. I'm not good at sitting still. But I was very surprised at how volunteering is very much so they will take whatever you are able to give. They will meet you where you are. There's no rigid, you have to be here, you have to do this. Of course, this is my experience. Every place is going to be different, but I was very pleasantly surprised at how I reached out to the phone number listed on the flyer and was just told, "Okay, see you Saturday at 10:30." And I showed up and they were like, "You came." And I said, "Of course." And now every weekend they're like, "Oh, you're back." And I'm like, "Yeah." So, I have anything extra I've done has been because I have offered it, not because anyone has expected it of me. So it's been much easier to ease into giving more in that way as well because like it's truly because I want to and I'm able to.
Yeah.
So I think like don't let the time constraint hold you back, but also you're allowed to have other things going on in your life. You are allowed to say outright, this is all I can give, you know, like you have that power. I think back to when I managed high schoolers while I was in college and I was making their schedule. I flat out told them like I don't know what you have going on. You have to be the one to tell me. If you're available every day, I'm going to schedule you not every day, but you know, like
Yeah.
if you want every Thursday off, like just submit that. Like that's your you know what like you have to ask for what you want. And I
Yeah, I
think
think
that
it's important in
reminding
any.
ourselves that's true for so many facets of life. Like
Mhm.
what you don't ask for, you can't get.
Well, I think it's about setting boundaries too, because you can very easily be taken advantage of too, if you allow it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would encourage you that if you do find a place to volunteer, maybe it's at a senior citizens home, like, or not home, but activity center, whatever it is, and teaching them about, like, fishing and how to stay safe online and what you should or shouldn't do.
I actually have I don't think you can see it. It's called Scam Me If You Can. Frank Abagnale Jr. wrote a whole book on scams and how like they mostly target older populations. That
So
would
if
be a
you
great one to take with you.
Yeah, if you don't know, Frank Abagnale is the Catch Me If You Can real life guy, and so that's his son that wrote that.
Yes. Yes. He was at Kaseya Connect a few years ago. So that's I have a signed copy, brag.
Oh my gosh.
Really, really interesting guy. One of the things he taught was to never give someone your full name and your birthday. So when he was signing it, he asked for my name, and I said, my name's Kelsey, but I'm not going to tell you my birthday. And he got a chuckle out of it. But yeah,
That's
actually,
awesome.
our cat events occasionally happen at retirement activity centers, and those are just even more fun. Honestly, highly recommend. That is an overlooked population and incredibly easy to spend some time with and make friends with. You know, like I am friends with people of every age, decade, and it makes my life so much richer because of it. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. I know you spent a day with me and my husband, fossil hunting.
yes, we
Do you
found
wanna
lots
tell
of shark
do you wanna
teeth.
tell people what you found?
Lots of ancient shark teeth, and I found that Mary is very good at packing a snack. Eating nice cold grapes with your feet in a creek, nothing better.
There's no one I'd rather be wading in a creek with looking for 65 million-year-old shark teeth.
So old. Texas was once under a very shallow sea.
Who knew?
Who knew? Not us. It's pretty dry out there.
I know, it was amazing. I actually found out about this creek, from an art fair. Somebody had shark teeth in wine stoppers, like in
Oh,
clear
cool.
acrylic, and I was like, "That's so interesting." He's like, "You know where to get 'em." It's like, "You just gave away your business." But, yeah,
That's
that
okay.
was
Not
awesome.
everyone will take the effort to go wade through the creek.
Oh, I think everybody needs to wade through a creek.
I agree. As often as possible.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was younger, I was like 13 or 14, I volunteered at a nursing home, and I would paint their fingernails. And while I
Oh,
would paint their fingernails, I would ask them to tell me about their first date. And their long-term memory was amazing. I heard about what were the dances called when the Army guys would come home or the Navy guys? USO dances? It was an organization that did these, like, gatherings for them, and they would tell me about how they met their husband or, about a film they saw, and it was before there was sound. It
oh,
was
how
just like, "Oh my
cool.
gosh," like, I thought that was, like, hundreds of years ago in my brain, but I'm like, it was really at turn of the century, when a lot of
Yeah,
this stuff was happening, so it was so amazing to, Nancy, you can go to a creek with us. She wants to go to a creek. Um,
perfect.
but, yeah, just to hear, like, living history was amazing.
Absolutely.
So, if you're not a super extrovert, like, sitting down one-on-one and reading I used to read this is really gonna date me. the real life stories in Reader's Digest
Oh,
because
I
they always
loved those.
were like cliffhangers and these little elderly people on the edge of their wheelchair. I'd be like, "Hold on, it'll be okay."
I used to eat up every Reader's Digest I could, and my mom always said that I was just practicing to be a really good old person. I love Reader's Digest.
Well, I've always told you you're an old soul. So, I guess the whole point of this is we're at 15 minutes, which it goes fast, is to
Okay.
tell people to get out of their comfort zone and go help. Go help do something.
Yeah,
I think the world just needs more kindness. It's just full of so much ugh. I don't even like to watch the news because it's like, I
and
can't do it.
and it's so easy to make a difference. Like, it doesn't take nearly as much as you think.
Yeah, I think Amanda said, that anytime she's volunteered, the people running it are just so happy to even have a few minutes of support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Well, and as a MSP owner, like, what if you gave your employees, like, an hour a month to go volunteer at their kids' school or, to
I've
do
always thought any business that does that is pretty like, that's pretty cool of you, like, to encourage more people will do that because you
mhm.
give them the thought even.
Yeah, it's not after hours.
Yeah.
It's already a part of their day, and once a month for an hour, and they can come back and share their stories with their teammates and things like that, I
The
think is
feel good,
incredible.
the warm and fuzzies, yeah.
Well, I always get the warm and fuzzies when I talk to you, so thank you for coming on, and,
Thank you for having me.
it
The
is
feeling
getting
is
warmer.
mutual.
It is getting
It
warmer. We
is.
can go wade in the creek.
It's almost Shark Tooth time.
I should have brought a shark tooth up here. They're down in my kitchen cabinet that holds, like, tape measures and everything else,
Oh,
so
your junk drawer.
yes, but we have a junk cabinet.
That's fair. Mine are
We're
in my room,
overachievers.
but I actually messed with them last night because my cat was trying to get with them. So I know right where mine are. In the Elsa Ziploc bag you gave me even still.
It was an Elsa Ziploc bag. Why have a plain one when you can have Elsa?
I agree. Let it go.
Alright, Kelsey, have a great day. Thank you for joining, and enjoy the
Thank
springtime
you.
weather.
Thanks, you too. Excited to see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.